Hello and good afternoon from your Co-op Community Stadium. I'm Shaun Cashmore. I'm joined again by Craig Barnes, and you join us for today's National League North encounter between Leamington and Darlington. Leamington are under no illusions now that they are being drawn well and truly into a relegation scrap. It's been a really tough 2023 for Paul Holloran's men so far. They started off the year with 2 draws in early January to Gloucester and Kidderminster, but since it has been 4 defeats on the bounce, and the breaks come in today's game against high-flying Darlington in need of a result at home. A win today would be their only 6th victory this season and the first in 17 games since they defeated table-topping Fylde back on the 22nd of October. And so that proves that defeating in-form and lofty-positioned opposition is by no means beyond Leamington. The last 14 days have been punishing for the breaks. They went into a 14-day period in which they were facing 3 Bs in Blyth, Bradford and Buxton, needing an A in terms of results, but Leamington came out with an F. As for this afternoon's opponents, Darlington, manager Alan Armstrong brings the Quakers down south, and they are in hunt for 3 points today that keeps them not only on the hunt for promotion, but also for the title. However, last week, Darlington came up against a resurgent Boston and went down 3-0 away from home. So we're just going to have a minute's silence here for the ex-chairman and president of the National League, Brian Lee, who passed away on the 12th of February, and both sets of players come to the centre circle, fans stand up around us, the referee just acknowledges, and we'll have a minute's silence. Minute silence, wonderfully observed there by both sets of players and fans. Like we say, our thoughts go out to Brian Lee, the ex-chairman and president of the National League, his friends and his family. Throwing comes into the feet of Turner back to Meredith. Meredith takes a touch and then hooks it in towards the penalty spot, but the goalkeeper, Taylor, comes and collects and then sends one quickly over the top of Theo Street, and it's all the way through, and it's all the way onto the head of the number 9, Jacob Hazel. Kelly Evans just makes a little bit of movement on the edge of the 18-yard box to show short as well. Meredith ignores them at the first time of asking, then uses Walker this time. One back to Walker, back to Meredith. Walker gets the cross in, it's in towards the head, and it's just flicked away at the far post. It's collected by Lambert. Lambert's going to have to clear his lines and does so well. Perry wins a good header inside Darlington territory towards Turner. Turner to Mace. Mace swings one in towards Hulbert. Hulbert traps it well, but it's just robbed away from him by Perver, and they clear their lines up towards the halfway. Moke just stabs one forward towards Hazel. Hazel collects and then brings Moke back into play, and it's good play from Darlington on that right-hand side. Moke, the captain, travelling forward, looking for support. Nothing on for him. Has to go back towards Headley. Headley infield towards the number 23 of Perver. They play it up towards Kane Felix on that left-hand side. Felix stabs one away from Can, and then Can has brought Felix down right on the edge of the 18-yard box. And as we've said so many times for Leamington over weeks gone by, if something can go wrong, it will go wrong. It bounced through towards the edge of the 18-yard box right on that far side. It didn't look like it was going to originally reach Ted Can, but he came sliding out, and Kane Felix just didn't give up on it. He stabbed it away straight out of play, but then he just bought the contact really. He was collided into by Ted Can. So with just over 35 minutes gone here at your Co-op Community Stadium, the joint top scorer, Jacob Hazel, for Darlington, has a chance to get his 16th goal of the season. Goes all the way to the edge of the 18-yard box, left-footed. It's saved by Can, and it's a great save as well. He dived away to his left-hand side. He got his right hand up as he almost dived past the ball, and he parried it away, and it's out for a corner to Darlington. Well, Can redeems himself, and Hazel doesn't go top scorer for Darlington. He's denied. The Leamington fans now in fine voice to our right-hand side. They're overjoyed at the save.
A superb save, yeah. I mean, I was told midweek he's 6'7", and if he is, he used every single part of him to get across and get a good strong hand on it and get it away.
Corner taken quickly, short to Moke. Moke swings one in towards the penalty area, headed away well by Theo Street, only as far as Newell. Newell just plays it into the body of Kelly Evans, who steps up the press really well, and they've made them panic, and Turner will break away now. Turner into the Darlington half. He's got Kelly Evans for support. Turner uses Kelly Evans now in towards the 18-yard box. It's back towards Walker. Walker, left-footed, gets onto his right foot. Walker just drags it wide. Great counter-attack from the breaks. Great play by Turner. He fed Kelly Evans on the right-hand side. Kelly Evans did well, fed it back towards this afternoon's captain, Adam Walker, and he just dragged it wide. And again, Leamington have to make the most of these opportunities if they're going to pick up points.
Devon Kelly Evans really looking quite decent, I think, in the number 10 role when given half the chance. Yeah, just dragged it wide. Such a shame, but good attacking endeavour there from Leamington.
Taylor and Wheater just exchange passes, neat little 1-2, and then it's out towards Niall Brookwell, the man on loan from League Cup finalists and Premier League Newcastle. He's actually the captain of the Newcastle under-21 team, and this is his third appearance in a Darlington shirt this afternoon. Forward it comes over to the new man, Williams, over on that far side, and then breaks can come forward, and the free kick isn't given. Walker strides forward, has Meredith for support, has Cross for support. Cross on the left-hand side, chops back onto his right foot, comes in field. Cross gets a chip in towards the far post, and it just eludes everyone. The keeper, Taylor, lets it go wide as well, and it'll be a goal kick. And again, Leamington just rue good opportunities and good positions that they get themselves into. Leamington have a throw-in, and again, it's with James Mace, the man in at right back this afternoon, who will take this throw. He's backed himself up. He's looking to hurl one long. He does, all the way to the 18-yard box. Turner doesn't win it in the air, but Kelly Evans does it the second time of asking. Hulbert helps one on to Turner. Turner in towards the 18-yard box, just toes it goalwards. Couldn't get it to come properly into his stride, and he just, in the end, towed it towards the goalkeeper, Tommy Taylor, who easily collected it. But again, neat play by Breaks on the edge of the 18-yard box. Got Turner into a bit of space, but he just couldn't quite get his shot off as he would have wanted. Corner will be an in-swinger then, both hands raised over on that far side. It'll be taken right-footed. It's in towards the far post. Can gets a good high punch on it, only as far as the penalty spot. It comes back in. It's driven goalwards by Hazel into a melee of players. Felix has a snapshot. It's cleared away. Peels for handball. Nothing given. Referee waves it away. It'll be another corner to Darlington as the ball just ping-balled around the Leamington penalty area and everyone held their breath.
And it was a good corner. It was an in-swinger, wasn't it? Can did well with the initial punch. Leamington couldn't quite clear it for a second time, and out it went for a corner eventually.
Corner comes in again then. This one's in towards the near post. It's headed away really well by Jack Lane at the first time of asking, and Liam Cross is going to try and hold it up on the halfway line and bring others into play. He does with Perry. Over the top it goes for Kelly Evans and Hulbert to give chase, but it's been well cut out by the backtracking Darlington defence, but they've given it away. Forward comes Meredith. Oceans of space on the left-hand side. Meredith still comes forward onto his right foot. Meredith has a go. Couple of yards over the bar. Good strike by Dan Meredith. Caught it really well, but it was never troubling Tommy Taylor. And again, Leamington broke away really well, but just couldn't make the most of the space that they found themselves in.
And I wanted him to shoot, to tell the truth there, Shaun. Obviously playing left-back today, but got a cracking right foot on him, as we've seen. And I don't know if Newell, the left-back of Darlington, expected him to, but unfortunately from Meredith and from a Leamington point of view, he couldn't get his second goal in the break shirt. Only one goal previously, that was away to Chester back in 2021.
Okay, goes back towards Niall Brookwell, in towards Newell. Newell just feeds it in towards Lambert. Lambert looks really good, looks really confident on the ball, and just offloads it, and they can find Newell again. Newell comes forward in towards Williams. Williams stands up Theo Street on the edge of the 18-yard box, has Felix in space on the right. He offloads it towards Headley. Headley, left-footed cross, in towards the far post, in towards Hazel, back towards the edge of the box. It's driven goalwards, saved by Can. Can beaten at the far post, and then it's cleared off the line. Great defended by Leamington. It's still in play with Felix on the right-hand side. Felix now shapes to try and get his cross in. Uses the right back again. It's cleared away again by Leamington, only as far as Cross. It'll be collected by Headley on this right-hand side. They get one in towards the edge of the box, in towards the number 17 of Lambert, who drives from goalwards again. It's blocked by a Leamington player. It's headed back forward by Perver, headed down by Turner, and it's back all the way to halfway. And now the pressure starts to come from Darlington as they send it forward again. It's hooked away by James Mace, collected well in the middle of the park by Perver. Perver shakes off the challenge of Cross and then uses Headley on this right right-hand side. Felix drops his shoulder, gets to the dead ball line. Meredith tries to show him all the way, and it'll be a corner again to Darlington. Wow, what a scramble in the penalty area. Originally the shot came in, it was well saved, I think, by Ted Can. A mixture of bodies tried to block it, and then as it fell to the feet of Hazel, it was sent goalwards again. I think it was by Lambert, and then there was a block on the line. I couldn't quite see who it was by. It was a mixture, I think, of Theo Street and potentially Jack Lane. Leamington escapes, but they haven't escaped the pressure because it's still coming, and it's coming from a corner on the opposite side now, the right side. This one will look to be an outswinger as Lambert jogs all the way across to take the corner from the right. Again, he puts both hands in the air. Again, he swings it in towards the edge of the box this time, and it's well headed away by Jack Lane. However, again, it's going to come back at the breaks. Darlington playing well now, edge of the 18-yard box. Send a shot goalwards. Good save by Can. Palms it away. Both hands. He was at full stretch. He extended that big 6'6" frame to its full capabilities and palm one away. And Darlington have another corner. And the pressure is still mounting here from the Quakers on the breaks as Darlington look to keep their playoff push, their title push, in contact.
Well, I'd imagine Paul Holloman will be contemplating a substitution in just a moment or two because Leamington looking a little bit edgy, I'd say, but I've got to give credit to Ted Can then. Superb punches from corners, blocks, standing tall, getting in the way, you name it.
Great defending from the breaks, bodies on the line, people throwing their body in to take it where it hurts, and that's what you need at this stage in the season when your backs are up against the wall. Up against the wall are the breaks defence at the moment, with Lambert on that left-hand side, gets his cross in left-footed all the way towards the far post. Felix keeps it in play, heads it back towards the penalty spot. Hazel, what an effort, what a goal! Jacob Hazel turns on a sixpence as the ball came over his shoulder, left-footed. He has drilled one into the top corner, and there's nothing that Ted Can could do about that one. A fantastic strike, a fantastic finish from Jacob Hazel, his 16th goal of the season, and that one will be hard-pressed to be beaten this season. Great strike by Hazel, great goal by Darlington. It's Leamington 0, Darlington 1.
There was a feel that it was coming, wasn't there, Shaun? They were really applying the pressure, and Hazel took that in the penalty box, swivelled and stuck it in the postage stamp. There was absolutely nothing Can could do, and got Darlington lead.
Well, what a strike it was from Jacob Hazel. First time on the volley, left-footed into the postage stamp, and Can could do nothing but watch it. And Leamington again, for all their endeavour, for all their effort, find themselves one goal down at home. Okay, so almost 10, 11 months out for Kelsey Mooney. Back in the fray now. Long ball forward onto the header Lane. Lane to the far post, and it just won't drop for Ben Usher-Shipway as he came steaming into the 6-yard box. And as it bounced down at the feet of Ben Usher-Shipway, he couldn't just quite stretch and turn it home. Kelly Evans stands over it, right-footed. Devon Kelly Evans will take this up towards the edge of the 18-yard box. Mooney's there! Mooney off the post, and it's turned home! Kelsey Mooney! Well, they're all running across to Kelsey Mooney. All the breaks players are on top of him, and why shouldn't they be? The free kick was swung in by Devon Kelly Evans, straight onto the head of Kelsey Mooney, and as he headed it towards the far post, it cannoned down off the post and ended up in the back of the net as Tommy Taylor turned to see where it was gone. Kelsey Mooney back on the field of play, back in a break shirt, back amongst the goals. Leamington 1, Darlington 1.
Oh, the air of relief here. It's the first goal for Leamington in many, many weeks. It's over 7 hours of football, I think it was, but that's now gone. Kelsey Mooney's 8th goal in a Leamington shirt. Has there been a more welcome one?
So as we tick towards the 90th minute mark, Ben Usher-Shipway is going to take one of these Exocet missile-type long throws from the right-hand side. In it comes towards the 18-yard box. It's onto the header Lane. Lane flicks onto the far post, and it's steered home! It's been steered home! Jack Lane is taking the plaudits, and Leamington may have just stolen all 3 points here at your Co-op Community Stadium. And how often have we spoke about the Ben Usher-Shipway long throw? This one was hurled in towards the 18-yard box. It was straight onto the header Jack Lane. He flicked it towards the far post, and nobody could get a touch on it, and everyone watched as it was buried home. Tommy Taylor's still down in the 18-yard box with his head in his hands. Darlington looked shell-shocked. They were 1-0 up with a matter of 10 minutes to go, and Leamington, like they've done so often against teams here towards the top of the table, may have just stolen all 3 points. The goal coming from Jack Lane.
And it was a superb header, wasn't it? It was Usher-Shipway, as we say, who excellent throw, caused all sorts of issues, and substitutes have worked out well so far.
Meredith no one really immediately showing for him, and you can't blame him. Hulbert goes short to offer, so does Kelly Evans. Hulbert just tries to get in front. The referee tells him to get on with it, and he does. Back towards Meredith again. It's going to bounce out of play, and that's going to be full time. And Leamington, all the players around the pitch punch the air. They punch towards the fans. Players fall to the ground. They've put in a shift this afternoon. Darlington took the lead in the second half with a fantastic goal fired into the top corner from Hazel. But in the second half, Leamington rallied, and Kelsey Mooney came on to get his first goal of the season after such a long bout with injury. Kelsey Mooney leapt to head home from Devon Kelly Evans' free kick. As we tick towards the 90-minute mark, Ben Usher Shipway got a long throw over on the right-hand side, and he hurled one of the long throws in, and Jack Lane was there at the near post to flick it towards the far post, and everyone watched as the ball ended up in the back of the net. Again, like they've done so often in weeks gone by, when their backs are up against the wall, they come up against table-topping opposition. It's finished here at your Co-op Community Stadium. Leamington 2, Darlington 1, and Leamington have paid to Darlington's playoff hopes, perhaps.
So, Paul, huge 3 points there against Darlington. Is that what Leamington are needing over the next few months, character and performances like that, if they're going to stay up this year?
Oh, I think it's a starting point, definitely. I think sometimes football, sport, whatever, sometimes you need a moment, I think. I don't know whether it's the penalty save or, Kelsey, moments that lift everybody, a bit more belief. I thought for the majority of the game we were very good again today. Against goodness and a good side. And we just had that spell, probably 10-minute spell, when they were the better side in that spell. The game was evenly matched for a lot of it, but that was their dominant period, and they've scored the goal, which I think we were a bit ragged and stretched at that point. I think we've got to do better to stop the cross. I think we've got to do better in the box. Questionable foul maybe on Jack. But when you're in the position that we're in at the moment, which is tough. It's tough to be in it. It's tough to manage it. That pleased me the most. I touched on Buxton. Our response, we showed plenty of character. Our mindset was good. We were brave within the system, and then, to be fair, great bit of quality. Build-up play, the free kick quality from Dev in Kelsey. And Kelsey's, he's a good. This is another thing we've had to deal with this year. Your sort of main number 9's been out all season, but he's very similar to Colby. Reminds me so much of it, everything about it at the moment. And he's a finisher, so good balls in the box, uses his body well. Great header. And then something that we've been working hard on his set plays, because they're going to be important to us, and it was just great. I don't think we've utilised that long throw enough. Or what shall I say by that? We haven't. The stats would say that we haven't gained enough shots on goal from that. It's a right weapon. We just changed the starting position of Jack today, and listen, I was right behind it, and I thought we got a great touch from Jack. So yeah, great. And listen, as I kept saying to the players, we've got to try and just make sure that we keep really doing well the things that we can control. And I think what you've seen today, with the exception of a few minutes, was a group of players that did everything in their control. Our work ethic, our personal performances in our areas, our combinations and duels were the stats will be out the roof, and that's where we need to be. I keep saying we haven't been this season at home, we haven't been bad. Did we deserve to win that game today? I don't know, but certainly over the past few performances we've deserved a win. And even in the first half, when you look at Dan's chance, Ollie's chance, one of the biggest things for me to manage is just trying to keep them young players believing, their confidence high, and then you're relying then on your senior players to come in like they've done today, like James Mace has done today. Theo's come in and help steady the ship. And if you do that and you manage the situation, then I keep saying I think we'll be okay. But I just think, like I said in the week, our mindset had to change a little bit last couple of weeks, and it has. And but we, like you say, just need to use that as a starting point. We've got massive games. There's this league is is challenging, and for a club like Leamington, which to be at step 2 and competing with these teams is tough. Not everybody knows the whole story, but we want that. We want to keep competing at this level. We've got to work extremely hard to do it, and that's what we'll endeavour to do over the next 2 to 3 months, and we'll keep trying to do the right things.
It was a very rotated side today with the injuries and suspensions we have. What's your thoughts going into Tuesday night's game, as it's another big one?
Yeah, it is, yeah. Well, Joe Clark will be okay for that one, I think, certainly in the squad. But I think you come back, to a bit stretched possibly, yeah, but you look at Dan Meredith at left back, don't you? You look at James Mace at right back, the old war horse. Sam Perry then, just gradually trying to get... Because the problem with the likes of Sam Perry and Ollie Halbert and people like that we know they're good players. They've played in the league, but they're damaged because they've had a tough period coming to Leamington, and sometimes as a manager it just takes time, one, to get them up to match speed, but two, psychologically to get them right as well, and I'm just getting there with the two of them now, I think. You could see that today. There's so many 8 out of 10s today, but yeah, a little bit stretched, but opportunities for people. But listen, it was a super all-round performance today, and so Joe Clark back Tuesday, Jack Edwards back next Saturday, and then the following Tuesday Louis will be back, so it'll be virtually full whatever. And a good day for Ted as well. I thought the penalty was a little bit... he's got to manage that situation better, Ted, he knows that. But I knew he'd saved 2 penalties in the final last year, the Under-23s Cup. I'd watched the highlights. So, he's another, like you say, excellent performances today. So, yeah, great stuff, but we'll just recover and get ready for Tuesday. And listen, we just want to put some points on the board, and we want to, get up that table and get a few more people involved in our little group.